Welcome to USMLE Sarthi. We are committed to empowering IMGs. We're excited to guide you on your match journey. Don't forget to click subscribe and turn on notifications so you can get notified whenever we add new content. Also, follow us on Instagram and Twitter for the latest tips and tricks regarding everything USMLE. Now, let's dive into it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Today we have our student, Dr. Kanuja Sood, and who did a very interesting thing. She, in addition to her rotation with our physician, leveraged that opportunity to do research, and that's what we wanted to talk to her about, how to leverage the rotation opportunities to go beyond what is expected of you. So, welcome, Kanuja. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm good. How are you doing?
Thank you. Thank you. So, as we start, Kanuja, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a bit about yourself.
Sure. So I'm Kanuja, and currently I'm in the process of waiting for my match results for Match 2025. And last year I have done a few Sarthi rotations. So yeah, and I took the opportunity to take my rotation forward to the next level and do some research and get papers out of it and present at conferences. So it's been great. Yeah.
So, let's start with that rotation that you did with Dr. Parikh. So, first, talk to us about, that psychiatry rotation day in the life. What were you doing on a daily basis with her?
Mm-hmm, sure. So a day in the life of that rotation was super amazing. Initially we were living with our preceptor. So we started our day like we woke up around 7:30 depending on our wake up times, and then we used to leave the house by around 8:30 to 8:45. We used to have breakfast in the house before leaving, and then once we were at the clinic, which was only a few minutes away, so the doctor used to take us with her in her car. So that was also very comfortable. We didn't have to travel by our own by public transport or anything. So yeah, and once we reached the clinic had a very busy schedule. So we used to start seeing patients at around 9 a.m. in the morning, and it used to go on till 5. And the patients were very interesting. They were very complex cases. They were children, they were adults, they were geriatric patients, they were a mixed, diverse patient population. And also there was some ethnic patients like Jews that she caters during in her clinic. And most of these patients have already seen a few psychiatrists in the past and they have not been treated well. So they come to her for a second opinion or for basic or for main treatment actually, because they have the treatment that they were on was not working out for them. So we used to see very complex cases. And out of those complex cases, we also found very rare cases that were very interesting to us, and we took this as an opportunity, and we approached her that we want to write a case report on this patient, or if there were more than one case, we used to approach her for a case series for that matter. And she was very willing to help, and she guided us well on those lines. And she made us write those papers, she made us publish in good reputable journals. She also collaborated with few of her friends like who are good known names in the field, like Dr. Henry Nasrallah. And he actually took this step to actually help us out, the medical students and the graduate students who are IMGs, who do not have any networks in this community. And they were all very willing to help us. And so that's how things actually went forward. And that was great. So this was a typical day in the life of Dr. Parikh's rotation.
Great, great. So then I think the interesting thing was how you went above and beyond and not only did that rotation, but used that opportunity to publish. So tell us, how did that come about?
So we used to see interesting patients left, right, and center. And we were a batch of 4 students at that point of time. And so all of us took one case each initially in the beginning. And because it was something very new for us, so we were all very excited to work on it. And as we started working on one, we thought that this is very doable. And with with correct help and proper guidance, we were able to write more than one case report in just 4 weeks. So towards the end of the rotation, we had 6 papers in total from all the students that were there, and everybody had each other's names. So out of that 4 weeks rotation, having 6 papers was a very good number for us at that time, and that definitely helped us during our application season as well. So that's how it just started. I think how it started was that we actually showed her that we are genuinely interested in working on these patients and writing case reports or writing case series or any kinds of papers that we were interested on. And she is definitely very willing to help. And but the thing with her, and I think with anybody, is that if you don't work hard enough, then the preceptor is not willing to work harder than you. So definitely, if you show interest and if you make good points of what you have and do your diligent homework, then definitely she will be willing to help you and you can take this forward with her.
Okay. So, as we wrap up this experience, I want to pick up your thoughts on broadly the what it takes and what should other IMGs in your situation, how can they approach the match? So, what do you think works? So, is it rotations, research, scores? So, what are your tips for people who may be going into the match, in the next 10 months? So, as they start preparing, so what are your tips?
I would say, be it rotation, research, or any other activity that they're getting, I would say just get into the system, get your hands on anything that's available to you, and during that time, just be proactive. Because, like, for example, in this rotation, this was just a 4 week clinical rotation, but we were proactive enough to make this clinical rotation into a research experience also. So I think if you just look out for opportunities and be proactive enough to talk about it, to present yourself, and be humble enough to actually ask for help, I think that's what makes the difference. So whether it's research or a clinical rotation or a hospital rotation for that matter, wherever you are, just show that you're genuinely interested and people around you will definitely help you out. I think that's the approach that I personally followed and I give it out to my peers now.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Kanuja. Is there anything else that we missed and you want to just highlight to the other IMGs?
Um, I think for the IMG community at this point of time, definitely we are in a situation where we have a crunch of financial things that's going on in everybody's life. But I think the thing with Dr. Parikh's rotation was that she took care of us like her own children. So she definitely not just gave us the car ride to and fro to the clinic, but we also got free meals. We also got free lunches that were sponsored by the pharmaceutical representatives in the clinic. So we used to have fancy lunches every day, and we were treated like our own family. So I think that's something that's actually that we miss. Well, while we are away from our home in somebody else's town or in somebody else's clinic, we actually miss out on our family or our home cooked food or some love or affection that we get, that we are used to getting as IMGs being back at home. So I think that was definitely a plus point of being in Dr. Parikh's rotation, that she treats you as her own children. And that's something that I would definitely say that I will take this forward for my future. Hopefully, when I have my own batch of students that I'm hosting in my house or in my clinic. So I would say this is something that's definitely a plus point with her rotation.
Well, well, thank you very much, Kanuja. Appreciate your time. And of course, good luck for the upcoming match season in terms of the results. And hopefully, you'll do very well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kera. It was lovely speaking with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that video provided valuable insights for your journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And check out our website for details on how we can guide you to a successful match.